Hey guys, how's everyone going? It's Ella here from Agnes Ruby Studio, and I've got a journal to show you today. I made this one for my mum for her birthday, and it's been a while since I gave it to her, and I haven't got around to filming it yet, and so she's desperate to get it back and start using it. So let's get into it. It's a big journal, so it's full size. I've made the covers off a children's book page, so it's about 11 1/4 tall and 8.5 wide on the page side without the spine. And the spine is, when it's flattened out, is 3 1/4. So it's pretty floppy at the moment because I have made it so that my mum can put lots and lots of embellishments and decorations in and photographs, and she won't have to worry about it getting too fat and gator mouth. So I'll just go through the cover quickly. So like I said, I made the cover out of the hard bookboard that you get on those really big vintage children's books, and I used some of the pages out of there for this one, so I'll be able to show you what I mean in a minute. And I sewed the signatures with this with the just embroidery floss, left those exposed with no further decoration, and I covered the whole book, the whole entire book, with this really it's quite thin and sort of ugly, I thought, brown curtain material. And I got that from an op shop, so it only cost a couple of dollars for the large piece that I've got. And then I just wrapped the cover and the spine, and then I used my favorite, you've seen me use this before, the metallic wax. I'm not sure if they make this one because I've had this one for years now. It's called Aged Brass, and I just rubbed it with my fingers and got super messy all over the spine and especially the edges. I think I started doing it on the edges and then thought it looked really cool. Then I thought I'd overdone it, so I left it for a day, and then I came back and I really love it. It's kind of like, so you can see the material here with less on it just looks totally different. So I just tried to grunge it up a bit and didn't add too much on the back. I might add a bit more for her now depending on what she wants, because now I'm super happy that it has dried and it does not rub off on anything anymore because it's had a couple of months to dry. And yeah, I'm super happy with that. And on the front I just used like a card. This is one I made just out of some scrap paper that I had left over after die cutting this butterfly. I put it on the book page, put it on some black cardstock, and then put the metal label on there with brads, glued that down. It's got some metal edges, which is really good for protecting your corners. Yeah, and that's it. And then the closure, I have just torn strips of this embroidery on glaze cotton material that I have tea dyed. And yeah, that I kind of just put eyelets in the cover and then threaded that through just with a simple sort of tag. Fastening. I don't know how you say what I've done there, but I think you can see what I've done because I've just threaded that through the eyelet, and I used my crocodile to do that. Then inside, I love how thick the cover is and how flexible the spine is. It's going to be really cool to make the pages fatter. It's quite thin at the moment, but it has got a lot of pages. So it has 7 signatures, and that makes 168 pages front and back. And then for the paper, as you'll see, I've used scrapbook paper, old book pages from vintage children's books. I've put a few tags and things in here and there along the way, and I have covered the inside covers with scrapbook paper and made some pockets and just given her some paper, so sort of craft type paper, which is thin, and some grid paper, which is also thin. The grid paper, I actually found that in an op shop too. Quite often you'll find notebooks and things, or old school notebooks that people, not old, but they're pretty good because they haven't been used, school notebooks and things that people don't want, so they send them to the op shop. And so I scoop any grid paper up that I see, and then I've put a tag here that I've made with a pressed flower, and I've got a video on that one actually where I've sealed pressed flowers with the backings off of serviettes, napkins. Yeah, so that's just giving her some extra paper to work with as she starts off. I'm sure she'll find lots and lots of things to put in here. This is a tag that I've made, sewed around it, made it into a pocket, and that's just book page doubled up and collaged. And then here's this children's book page. I've got a mix of double-sided papers and single-sided papers because I thought that gives you options if you don't like covering up paper. You've got options of having plain pages, or she could add paint or watercolour or anything she likes into that page. I actually prefer myself to have the double-sided papers, but I think a mix is good. And then this vintage children's book was nursery rhymes, so we've got the nursery rhymes throughout, and then some butterfly, some Edith Holden book pages, and I just chose the ones that I like the best with the paper that I was using. More children's book pages, and then I've added in some little journaling cards that I printed out of a digital off of Etsy. Love that page. Some boots, and then here and there I've also clipped in some extra paper that came off the paper that I used. Some of the pages have been sort of sewn together to extend the page. Some of them haven't, so she can extend the page herself, or she can use that as a pocket. I've just left it like that. And some of the pages out of here I have put in on purpose because it just reminds me of my dad, who passed away more than 10 years ago now. He used to say that quite a bit. So what a little boy's made of, frogs and snails and puppy dogs' tails. And yeah, that just sort of reminded me of him, so I thought she might like that too. And then some more Edith Holden. Yeah, so the rest of it's pretty similar. Just put extra paper in there for her. I've left the middle of the signatures with the tails there, so she can do what she wants with those, cut them off or add charms or whatever. And then it's all the same sort of all the way through. Her birthday was in June, so I've added the June Edith Holden pages on purpose. And then, yeah, July, my dad's birthday was in July, so I'll put July in there. So yeah, it's super plain because I wanted to embellish it how she wanted to. And now I think I'll just flip through the rest of it a little bit quicker. Pages are sort of like that Johanna Cough style, and the cover's a bit different, but it's a similar size that she would use, I think. She was one of the first junk journalers I ever watched, so it's not surprising I'm influenced by her. And I just love that style of journaling. I think it's really cool. You can put what you like. You can choose whatever colour suits your photographs or journaling or poetry or whatever you like to put in your personal journal. And I just think it's great, and I do that type of scrapbooking myself. And one day I hope to share a flip through with you too. Maybe even some journaling videos, journal with me videos. You never know. I'm not very good at that because I can't actually think and talk at the same time. Maybe some voiceovers. Yeah, who knows, guys. Anyway, if you like that, please like and subscribe. I really, really, really appreciate your comments and all your encouragement. It's been fantastic, and welcome to all the new subscribers lately. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for the next one.